In this video, we're going to do about 3 poses, a really short, simple home practice that you can do at any time in the morning, just to kind of get your body going, or in the afternoon to revitalize your body a little bit if you're feeling a little tired. The 3 poses that we're going to do are Adho Mukha Svanasana, or downward facing dog. Then we're going to take Supta Padangusthasana and Parsva Supta Padangusthasana. And if you have your Light on Yoga book, you can look at that pose, the Supta Padangusthasana. It's on page 244. And that is, Supta means lying down, Pada is foot, and we're going to have the hand to the foot. Parsva is side. And then the last pose that we're going to do in this particular sequence is Jathara Parivartanasana. That is on page 237 on Light on Yoga. And Jathara means stomach or belly. Parivartanasana, right, we're turning. So we're going to be turning the belly. It's a nice little twist, but we're lying down doing it. So again, if you have Light on Yoga, those are the poses that are listed in there. You can look them up really easily. If you don't have this book, I highly recommend it. You can grab a copy anywhere. All right, so we're gonna start with Adho Mukha Svanasana, or downward facing dog. So take your hands down. So you're gonna be on your hands and knees, and the toes are tucked under. And now you could have your hands straight forward, fingers straight forward, middle finger, right? Sometimes it's nice to externally rotate the hands and the arms so that you get a little more ability to roll the bicep out and the tricep in. Walk your knees back just a little bit so they're not right underneath your hips. And then we'll take a nice deep breath, exhale, and come into the pose. So I'm pressing my hands down and forward, especially that index finger knuckle, and rolling the bicep out and the tricep in. And I want to really feel like the pose is moving towards my legs. So I don't want to be forward in my hands. I want the armpits to open to the front of the thighs and to reach back from my big toe ball mound to my inner heel. And then come down. Now you can rest just like this, or you could take Adho Mukha Svanasana, which is big toes together, knees apart, and rest here. We're going to go back up into that Adho Mukha Svanasana in a moment. So again, place your hands well, spread the fingers so that your palm is completely stretched and pressing into that mat. Tuck your toes under again. Take a nice deep breath. Now this time, push back, leave the knees bent a little bit, challenge yourself. Take the chest further and further back towards the front of the thighs. Release your head so your neck is not filled with tension. Now, as you begin to straighten your legs, don't just kick your knees back, but lift the thigh bones way up. The heels stay lifted for a little moment. And then reach back from your big toe ball mound to the inner heel. And if your heels don't quite come down to the floor, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Arms straight, outer arm moving to the inner arm, reaching way back through the inner legs. Take another breath or two here. And then exhale and come down. And rest in a way that makes sense for you for a moment. And then you're going to get your belt. And we're going to lie down in Supta Tadasana, which is reclined mountain pose. So lie down with bent knees, have your belt handy, and then stretch the legs down one at a time in Tadasana. And then take a moment here. Externally rotate the upper arm bones. Tuck the shoulder blades onto the back. Reach through your inner feet and draw the little toe side of your foot back. Feel like the buttocks are lengthening away from your waist. Take a couple of breaths here in Supta Tadasana. Now we're going to bend the right knee and take the right leg up into Supta Padangusthasana 1. So hand to big toe, right? You could grab the big toe and take the leg up and extend the opposite arm out to the side. This isn't available to everybody. If your hamstrings are tighter, you're going to take your belt around the foot and take the leg up into Supta Padangusthasana 1 here. If your leg needs to be a little lower, that's absolutely fine. So if you're using the belt, your hand is as close to the foot as possible. The left arm is out to the side. And then you're reaching through both inner legs. Make sure that left leg is staying in Tadasana. Now, with an exhalation, take your outer right hip and move it forward, away from your armpit. So both now the right and left side of your torso feels equally long. Taking a few breaths here, pulling the thigh bone down, pressing the quadricep forward, arm is moving down, shoulder blade onto the floor. Great. And then exhale, bring that leg back down to Supta Tadasana. Reach through both inner legs. Take a breath or two here. And then we're going to do the other side, Supta Padangusthasana 1. Again, you can take the big toe, take the leg up, right arm out to the side, or you can use your belt. Putting that belt around the foot, taking the leg up, and then holding on with your left hand and taking the right arm out to the side. Now, both legs are really working. Your right leg is in Tadasana. So that inner right thigh is rolling down. Press the left thigh forward. Feel the bones descending. So your left arm bone moving down, your left thigh bone moving down. And then with an exhalation, move that left outer hip forward so that both the right and left side of your torso feels really long. Take another breath. And then with an exhalation, bring that leg back down to Supta Tadasana. Okay, now we're going to add Parsva, which means side. So we're going to take Supta Padangusthasana to the side. I'm going to turn around to face a different direction so you can see me from a different angle. Okay, so here we are again in Supta Tadasana, externally rotating the upper arm bones, reaching through the inner legs, and then we're going to take the right leg up into Supta Padangusthasana 1. We can use the belt, right? Right hand all the way up to the foot, and left arm out to the side. Now again, if you're a little stiffer, your leg might be like this, and that's absolutely fine. But the arm and the leg must be straight, must be straight. Okay, so we're making the torso equally long on both sides by moving that outer right hip forward, reaching through the inner left leg. Now, with an exhalation, we're going to take the leg to the side so it comes up and over. And it doesn't have to go all the way down to the floor. In fact, it shouldn't. Keep reaching through both inner legs. Now, again, if you're a little stiffer, here's what you can do. You can bend your elbow and rest the back of your arm on the floor to give your leg a little more support. But you have to push that foot out into that belt. Push the foot out into the belt. Now, as you're pushing your right foot into the belt, reaching that left foot way out to the center of the room, see, can you turn your abdomen a little from right to left? Both shoulder blades on the floor. Try not to turn your head in this pose. Take one more breath there, reaching through both inner legs, and then with an inhalation, bring the leg back up to Supta Padangusthasana 1. And then take that foot down, Supta Tadasana. Take another moment here. Shoulder blades onto the back, reaching through the inner legs. And now, left side, Supta Padangusthasana 1, right arm out to the side. Reach all the way up through that inner left leg and pull your left arm down into the socket, shoulder blade moving towards the floor. Now, take a nice deep breath, and we're going to come into the side, Parsva, Supta Padangusthasana, taking the leg over to the left, reaching through both inner legs. Try not to roll with the leg, right? So the leg is moving around the body, not the body with the leg. Now, turn your abdomen a little bit from left to right. Reach through both inner legs. press the shoulder blades down onto the floor. Take one more breath here with an inhalation. Bring the leg back up. Excellent. Now you certainly could repeat the Supta Padangusthasanas multiple times if you have a little more time in your practice, but we're going to move on in this video to the Jathara Parivartanasana. So bend your knees, roll to your side, and sit up. If you are using a belt, a yoga belt, that has a buckle, I want you to make a little loop, right? This is going to go around our knees for this Jathara Parivartanasana. Then you're also going to get a couple of blankets, or one if you only have one. So I'm going to show you, I think from the angle that I was just in, I think that works best. You can really see. So I have two blankets, one on top of the other, and I'm going to put those towards the back edge of my mat, and that's where my hips are going to go. So I'm going to sit on those blankets and lie down. Okay, now when you get here, right, I'm using my horizontal mat, right, and I can take my arms out to the side and they're right lined up with my mat, so I know exactly where I am in space. Then I'm going to reach down and lift my hips up and pull those blankets up a little bit, not too much, not into my back, but just a little bit higher towards my sacrum. Then my belt is going to go over my knees. So don't put your feet through the belt, just put it over your knees, okay? And down around the tops of your thighs. Now you're going to make that belt a little tighter so that we're basically keeping the legs together for this Jathara Parivartanasana. Okay, once you get your belt tight, right, then you put your feet back down on the floor. Take the arms out to the side. Okay, now I'm going to show the pose and then we'll do it a couple of times together. So just watch. My arms are extended, palms up, shoulder blades are on the floor. I've got my nice little lift underneath my sacrum. I take a nice deep breath, and as I exhale, I draw my navel down to my spine, flex my feet, and bring my knees and thighs in towards my chest. Now, the cool thing about the blanket is it's going to tilt your pelvis a little bit so that the knees and thighs just drop down to your abdomen and chest, right? Now, try to keep the abdomen drawing down, not pushing up. Flex your feet. Now, press the arms down, take a nice deep breath, and as I exhale, I'm going to take my knees over to the right, keep pressing my shoulder blades down onto the floor. The knees stay close towards me, right? Now, get about right here. The legs don't go all the way down to the floor, and I'm going to push my right foot, my bottom foot, into my top foot to turn the knees a little more down towards my elbow and to push my feet a little more up towards the ceiling. And I turn my belly from right to left, pressing both shoulder blades down on the floor. Inhale and bring the knees back up. And then I go to the other side. Inhale deeply. Exhale, I take the knees over to the left, keeping them close, not letting them come away. Legs are together because of the belt. Now, I push my left foot into my right foot, turn my knees down slightly towards my elbow, and push my feet up slightly. And now, you can see my right shoulder blade doesn't want to stay down, so I have to exhale and turn my belly from left to right and press that right shoulder blade down. Inhale and come up. Okay, so let's do it all together. Put your belt on your legs. Have the blankets underneath your sacrum if you need to pull them up a little bit. Now extend the arms straight out. Find the edges of your mat. You could even hold on to the mat if you're familiar with doing that. If you've been in my classes before, we do that. But today, let's try having the palms up. Now, take a nice deep breath. As you exhale, lift your feet, flex your feet, and bring your knees and thighs in towards your chest. And then the blanket just helps you to roll the pelvis over so the knees kind of come closer to you. Take a nice deep breath as you exhale, taking the knees over to the right. At the same time, we're turning the belly from right to left and pressing the shoulder blades down. Now, pull the knees in a little closer and then press your bottom foot to the top foot. Turn the knees down and the feet up. Turn your abdomen, dot your head. Inhale and come up. Take a breath. As you exhale, we take the knees over to the left. Turning the abdomen now left to right. Pull the knees in a little closer. Now push that bottom foot into the top foot. Turn the knees down and the feet up. Turn your abdomen from left to right. Press the shoulder blades down. Inhale and bring the legs back up. And then put the feet down. All right, and now you can take that belt off of your legs. Lift your hips up and take the blankets out from under and just let your sacrum be flat on the floor. You can even stretch your legs down one at a time. And then if you want to, you could take a little rest, Shavasana here. So the groins soften, the toes spill open to the side, and you can let your eyes close and relax. And you can spend as long as you want in that Shavasana if you're in your own space and you have lots of time. Take as much time as you like. And that's the end of our practice. I'll see you next time.